Hey guys, Malkuth 1974 coming back at you with another episode of Let's Play Feed the Beast, and this is a special episode. I was actually wishing this to be the 20th episode, but the last episode was actually the 20th episode, and this is actually the 21st episode, so this is the 21st special. It is a world tour of my whole base, and I figured for a special treat, since nobody ever actually saw my world before I actually touched it, I decided to go back in time and show you where it all began. And then we'll move through all the episodes where I built things and added things, and if you look in the description of this video, you will actually see the first download of my world. It's the first time I've ever made it available to the public. I've been working on it for a long time, and we will discuss some of the things that are in the world for you to explore and see after we show what we have here. Basically, when I started in this world, the actual spawn is over there somewhere, but I had to actually find where I recognized most of the stuff, but I had to find where I found where I was going to settle my base. And basically what ended up happening is I was just exploring, and I just happened to catch a glimpse of something. It's hard to see it over here, but I was like, hey, that looks like cobblestone over there. What is that? So I came through the base, well, I came through the woods, the jungle, and I ran into this thing. This is a vanilla jungle temple. And I was like, cool, I'm gonna start my base here. I've already got it built for me, basically. And I walked on over. This was never shown in the original first video. The first video I showed, I had pretty much a good portion of the base already built. But this is the front. This is still the front of my base today, but it has been expanded hugely, obviously, and maybe we can recognize some stuff over here. We'll see it later in the game, later when we come back. Over there's the little island. This is the back of the base. This is where the power plant is now in the base, and over here would be the tree farm, the peat farm, and over there would be the new automated farm that I built in the last episode, and straight ahead would be the pyramid, and over here is the mob spawner that I built, which we will talk about in a few minutes. And of course I have my walkways and bridges through all the water and stuff like that. But anyway, when I first started the base, I came in here and I was like, wow, this is cool. And it has, you know, it had an upstairs, and I walked downstairs and I saw all these levers, and I was like, oh, that can't be good. And I came over here and I looked straight ahead. Even though they tried to cover it up, I saw that there was a deployer there, which basically pretty much actually shoots arrows at you. Well, what I actually did is I actually tripped the wire, and it went by just like that. I was like, whoa now, whoa. So I ended up breaking these wires, and I kept these. I still have these in my base somewhere. I'd have to find them. And I saw the chest over here, and I thought, oh, there's another trap here, and there is. There's the more wires right there, and I just ended up breaking them. Breaking through this and open the stuff. This is basically, I think it's the same stuff I found. I was like, wow, gold. Well, there's actually more chest inside here, but I said, screw this, I ain't gonna do this. I actually just drilled through the wall and went and got the chest myself. I think I went through the back here, and the area we're in right now is basically the basement of my building now. So that is basically where I started, and this is what I started with. And this is what I ended up with. Let's see if we can see some familiar landmarks. Obviously I've added a lot of stuff. Tree farm, windmill, the farms over there, the pyramid, the new, what I'm going to call the visitor center. It used to be the mob spawner. We'll get back into that later. And of course, the original building. As you can tell, I tried to keep with the theme of the old building. Most of this is still the original building, like I said, up to around here, and a lot of these things that are sticking out, and then I just kind of added to it to make it look very similar. And that is basically what we started with. So let's get this show on the road and let's start this world tour. Well, we're going to start the world tour in the visitor center. I made this center out of the old mob spawner. The mob spawner was actually shown in episode 6. I showed it off. I came out of my building right out there and I go, oh, look at that baby right there, like it was some kind of impressive building or something. But anyway, this mob spawner never actually worked, and I ended up converting it to the visitor center. This is where you will start, probably like right in this spot right here, looking at the signs over here, when you load my world, if you download it. And you will find these signs basically spread out pretty much at every area that I built. I give little historical information about what the building was, when it was built, and if it actually ever was in a video or not. So when you go looking around the world, if you are just looking around, you can read the signs, find out what happened there, when it was built, and possibly what used to be there, or any kind of history of the thing. So my second video I made actually only concentrated on forestry and building this peat farm. This whole area was cleared out and we just started building it. I also have some signs on here if you guys are interested in reading them when you load the world, and it will show you what I've done. It actually took 3 episodes to finish this. I started it in episode 2 and I got the actual peat farm up and the square part, and then in episode 3 I finished it with the outside shell here, and that's about it. I like to say that this has changed a lot since that episode number 3. For one thing, it used to be all run off Buildcraft, and then it got converted later on to thermal expansion stuff. Shut the door there. Basically, originally I had two banks of these biomass engines, biogas engines I should say. They run off biomass though. So eventually I converted to magnetic engines to take advantage of my massive lava storage that I have from the nether. Originally it was the power room was only actually this room right here, and this part went outside, but eventually I added the MFSUs and the geothermal generators to this. The geothermal generators actually were in episode 10 and 11, and I showed how I built this. Originally I had the idea of doing it with Buildcraft pipes, but after the update to the thermal expansion added the liquid duct pipes, I instantly fell in love with the liquid duct pipes, and I pulled out all the Buildcraft pipes in the whole plant, and I installed liquid duct pipes everywhere. Some things that were really never shown was the installation of the monitors here. The monitors actually tell me how much energy is in the system. This is all part of Feed the Beast, so you guys can install this stuff in your game too. I also showed in episode 3 the forestry room, and basically I showcased this baby right here was the fermenter, which makes my biomass, which goes out to my only buildcraft pipes I technically have left, which is these right here. They're pretty much full right now. I have so much saplings from the tree farm that I basically have unlimited power in the game now. Between the lava and the biomass, pretty much everything is just basically set for life. In episode 4, I actually showed for the first time the railcraft room. And to get to the railcraft room, we gotta go downstairs and go through here. Oh, while we're here, this room has gone through many changes during all the episodes. And as you can see, this is what it looks like today. And the history of it should be showing up on the screen of different ways it's changed. How it went from just regular chest across the wall to basically my logistics pipe system. But anyway, let's go to railcraft room. So the railcraft room has not changed a whole lot. Everything is still in the same place. The coke ovens are right there. The blast furnace is over there. The creosote oil storage is there. The rolling machine and the railcraft storage is right there. So this room has really not changed much other than the expansion this way, which is now the thermal expansion room and red power 2 room and the elevator system. The elevator system was actually shown in episode 16, and we all saw how that worked in that episode. We're not going to bother going down there right now. Actually, no, because it'll take too long. I really never showcased the thermal expansion room. Didn't really think there was any reason. I might have showed it in some videos. I know the Red Power 2 has been shown in videos just for, I do a lot of Red Power 2 stuff, so building the stuff and basically how that works. So this is basically the expansion room with when I installed Feed the Beast, the Dire Wolf Pack. I started putting all these machines in here. Let's go upstairs for one more thing. A lot of things haven't actually been shown on video. I mean, you've seen them, but I haven't really explained them. This is where basically my whole base started. This one little room right here. And this is what I call the ore processing plant. It hasn't really changed much from when I originally built it. It still runs off buildcraft pipes. I never really changed it. I never found any reason to change it. Basically the machines are fed by these hoopers or hoppers or whatever the hell you want to call them. The only thing that really has changed during the time is that they've been upgraded with overclockers and energy storage, and they now run off MFSUs. These are transferred down, I actually believe. Yeah, they are. So that's the ore processing room. Everything is automated. We'll go down here. Everything is automated. My quarry machine gets fed through the inner chest into here, and all the ores are basically either put into the system or they're sent to ore processing to then be put in the system after they're turned into ingots. The storage system, I think I've shown this a couple times. It uses barrels, which is from forestry, with a combination of my logistics pipe system. This is actually the second iteration of my logistics pipe storage system. The original system, and it might actually be in one of the videos, was actually chests, and they were just all lined up straight down here. And then the logistics pipes was on every side. You had the logistics pipe on one side, and you had the supplier pipe on the other side. If you come over here, this is my automatic crafting area. So if you guys don't know, logistics pipes can actually make can auto craft anything in the system. It's hard to tell. Like this one, oh, I need a wrench. Where's my wrench? Here it is. This one builds wooden gears. This one builds oak planks. So how the system works is that it can make pretty much anything in the game, even the more complex stuff, but it has to have, like, I got the wooden gears here just for the fact that there's some products out there that need actually wooden gears in it. And as long as the system can make everything that goes in the product, you can set up the system to make the actual product. So I don't have a huge amount of stuff that is built in here. Like I got a transformer that's built there. I got a furnace there. Copper cables. I really haven't messed with this all that much since I installed the system because I really didn't need it. So right now a big thing that I do with it is I make my for my forestry stuff, I make my bog earth and my humus, and it makes it really quick, so it helps me out a lot. I can make stacks upon stacks upon stacks, and it delivers it to the chest that's up there. And I also have some extra chests over here, and all these are basically just overflow chests. Anything that's not in a barrel goes into these chests, and I mean there's a lot of stuff that goes in here. And I don't, if you guys want to see how, if you don't, because the logistics pipes are not in Feed the Beast. This is the only mod that I actually added to the game myself, and this is what's called our request items. Anything I click on in here, there's 5 pages of stuff that's actually in the system. If I click on it and I can choose how many I want and I hit request, it's going to now send me a battery up through here. It takes a few seconds for it to show up, but there's the battery, and it ends up in the system and I can grab it. If you guys download my map, you do not have to install a logistics pipe. If you don't install it, what's going to end up happening is that these pipes won't be in your game. They'll disappear. You won't even see the piping system. I suggest you install the mod. It really doesn't hurt anything. I will put a link in where you guys can get it. But you can still play the game without these. You can still look at the world or even play the world. You would just have to redesign the storage system with probably red power or something. All you really have to do is put some red power tubes in here to actually give the same effect. You know, you can even use the same chest up there to feed it. The only thing you wouldn't be able to do is actually receive anything from it, which is why I love the logistics pipe system anyway. So basically that's about it. So if you want to download the map, do not worry about the logistics pipe. If you don't want the logistics pipes, you don't have to install them. Ah yes, episode 7. Episode 7 was kind of a secret episode. I used the BC filler. I just did a little tutorial on how to use it to clear a massive mountain that was right there. I never really told anybody what I was building here, and it was actually the space for the pyramid. Now I want to keep the pyramid a little secret. If you guys go inside the pyramid, you'll find out all the history about it. Pyramid technically is not done yet, and if you watch the episodes later where the pyramid was featured, you'll find out why it's not technically done yet. And it has to do with wither skulls and certain items that you can get with the wither skulls. So that was episode 7. Welcome to the Nether, everybody. In episode 8 and 9, I was concentrating on getting a wither skull. And to get the wither skull, I had to kill wither skeletons. And as you guys know, you need a wither fortress to do it. So I went into the Nether, I found this fortress, and I built this little, technically, a spawner. We actually have monsters out here, so, yeah, he'd probably beat my butt. Yeah, why do I think this is going to be a bad idea? Anyway, so what ended up happening is I'd clear out the walls just to give enough room for the wither skulls to actually form down here. And if you guys come down here, please make sure that you have adequate armor on to protect yourself from the baddies that hang out here. I only ended up getting, I think, 1 or 2 wither skulls from this before I just got tired of doing it. Let's see if I can beat his ass in there. Ah! Alright. So, yeah. 8, 9, we concentrated on building this area. I kind of like this room. It looks kind of nice. This is where you'll spawn if you take the link books here. Episode 13. Episode 13 was a happy, happy day for me. That's when Feed the Beast, the Dire Wolfpack version, actually came out and Red Power 2 was released. And to celebrate the release of Red Power 2, I built a new item that was introduced in that to help make Bluetricty, which would be the windmill. There's two versions. There's the windmill and the wind turbine. I decided to build the windmill because I thought it would just look cool in my base to have a pretty big windmill in my base. Let's take a look up there. Basically, right now it has one battery left out of the 5 I originally had in here, and it charges the batteries for me, and I usually use them in other projects like my quarry machine and my auto farm. Episode 14 and 15 continued our Red Power 2 rampage through hell, and we built our quarry machine. So to get to the quarry machine, we have to go to the Mistcraft world. Oh, nice lightning effect. The quarry machine actually took 2 episodes. I built it in 2 episodes. And I also did a tutorial on how I built it, since a lot of people actually asked about it. We've seen it before. It's still here. I've dug quite a bit of earth out, getting the resources from it. Go downstairs. So, yes. So if you want to check out how this was built, just check out those episodes and you will see it. Let's move on. While we're still in this world with the quarry machine, episode 16 featured the elevator, which I already showed you guys before, and my XP farm. Now, things have changed a little bit with the XP farm. It's no longer what it was in episode 16, and this is actually something new that we're going to see. I totally changed the XP farm. I wasn't getting enough items out of it, so I totally redesigned it, and I got my design basically from the same design that the Mindcrack guys use for their XP farms. So let's go down all the way to the bottom. This is the new XP grind. As you can tell, there's lots and lots and lots of monsters in there. We can hurt them a little bit. Go down in there and kill a bunch of them. Oh, I don't have my things in here. Actually, I'm not going to hurt them with that since it's dead. Quite a lot of monsters in here. I'm using this to actually get me enough of my souls to fill my soul shards for I can do other works in the game. Oh yeah, see, you gotta be kind of careful with these guys. They can still blow up. Wow, I didn't know it was that full. The amount of items that I've gotten from this compared to my original is, well, it's totally funny how it's so much different. Alright, I think we're getting it pretty much cleared out here. There we go. Oh, what are you doing over there? Get out of there. They'll continue to fall. But anyway, it's a basic system. You can kind of catch them on fire by pushing the button, and it kind of blocks you from getting hurt with the fire. And you can also send water through, which will help with the creepers not exploding on you, since they technically can still explode through one thing. There's 3 layers of pads up there, and when you do get all your items, they'll just come through here. I've gotten so many of of these shards of miniums that it's crazy, and I actually think that this system alone could probably feed the amount of bone meal that I need, but I'm working on getting some of the other stuff. So that was the episode that was in, and now you've seen the new one in episode 21. Episode 18, 19, and 20. The automated Red Power 2 farm. We've seen it before. Uses red power engines to plant, seed, hoe, 3 beds of items. As you can tell, they're actually nice and full right now. And then it uses a water system to break down the system, sends it down into the basement where it gets sorted, redistributed into the actual arm, which is down there right now, and then you can replant everything, and vice versa. Keep repeating this until you have so much stuff that you're crying to death. So that's the world tour of what I have built so far. I left a few surprises in the game for you guys. I basically only covered what I showed in the videos. There is a lot more. There's some secret areas that you guys can find in here. I tried to mark everything that I could with signs. If you find them, you know, that's great. If you don't, well, you know, I understand some of the stuff will be hard to find, you know. Put it this way, everybody had to start somewhere. And I didn't start with quarry machines and stuff like that. I started with a pick. So that must mean there's something somewhere in this area that you can see where I started. Well, anyway, check out the description. A link to the world download will be there. The world download is kind of big. I apologize because Minecraft like triples the size of saves. I tried to shrink it as much as I could by getting rid of some Minecraft worlds that I don't use, but it's still up there kind of big. I'll try to get a little bit smaller, but you know, today's modern internet, you should be able to download it pretty quick. Again, if you don't have logistics pipes, you don't need to install it. The only thing that will happen is when you load the save, it'll probably say that these items do not exist. Yes or no, just say yes, and what will happen is it'll delete the items from the game, and then you'll load the game, and you just won't have the logistics pipe system in the game. If you want to install a logistics pipe system, I will keep a link for you guys can install it. All you have to do is add it to your mod folder, load the game up, and pop, it'll be right there. Oh, I will also include my logistic pipe config file. That way I know for sure it will load up, because every other mod in here uses the default config files of Feed the Beast, so it will work perfectly for you guys. Won't have any conflicts or anything like that, unless you have other mods that I don't know about installed. Then you might have an issue. But other than that, as always guys, please comment, rate, and subscribe. Thank you for watching. Thank you for being there for 21 episodes. I hope you enjoy the world. Any comments you want to give about it, please don't be afraid to tell me. This is Malkuth 1974. See ya.